Okay, today we're comparing two different Christmas wreaths right here, and I wasn't expecting this, but as you can tell, one of them looks a lot bigger than the other when inside the boxes. That's the National Tree Company one. So let's get them open, take a look at them, and look at the differences between them. So here is the National Tree Company Christmas wreath that comes in this box right here. Let's get it open and take a closer look. So here's a first look at it right here. After the box is open, we can see some red berries on it. We see pine cones on it, and we see some frosted pieces of pine here that look like they have little snowflakes on them. And you'll see that it also has some lights in it here too, and there's like another one right here, and they're scattered throughout it. I was not expecting that, but you'll see that on the back of this, actually it's going to be really easy to light up. There's a little container right here. All you have to do is put in 3 AA batteries. And there's one simple button right here that'll put it on timer or turn it off and on. So I finally did get some batteries in it, and I just want to show you how large this wreath is. And now I'm going to turn it on for you by just clicking this button in the back, and you'll see all those lights that come on. There are 50 LED lights right there. They're really cute. They're already arranged for you. You don't have to do anything about it. And you can just hit the button again, and they turn off. So there you go, 3 AA batteries, and that is going to make this wreath look really nice. And let me just give you a closer look at how this wreath is actually constructed. You have an inner metal piece right here, connected by bars like this to an outer metal piece right here. So it's actually a double barred system, so there'd be 2 ways to hang it up, from that one or from this one right here. But either way, it's nice and sturdy. So I want to give you a closer look at the details of this as well. So you can see, for example, like the pine needles covered in this frosting right here. It's nice and shiny, really cool. The pine needles look real. And then there's another type of pine needle through here, but also you have a close look at the pine cones. And the pine cones do a great job of looking real. Like, they actually look like the pine cones that would be laying on the ground outside my parents' house. And then if you take a look at the berries themselves, I like how they're not one uniform color all the way through, because they wouldn't look really real. In this case, they kind of had a little bit of like patterning to them. They even have like the little black dot on the bottom that berries will have. So it makes them look a lot more realistic. And so here's how the National Tree Company Christmas wreath looks right next to my 2 stockings as well. So I think it looks really great hanging there, very stylish. I think you're going to appreciate this one too. Inside this box is the Mr. Kiangci Christmas wreath. Let's get it open and check it out. So here's a first look at this Christmas wreath, and it's super cute. I love all the frosting all over it. Just look at the detail on this. It really looks like a lot of snow has fallen on top of these. Same thing with the pine cones right here too. It looks like snow has fallen on top of those. So you got lots of great snowflakes all over these, sorry. And as you can see, there's a couple different types of pine cones here. There's the bigger pine cones like this, and these ones are frosted. And then there's some smaller, thinner pine cones like this one. And it looks like there's 2 different types of pine needles as well. There's these flat ones right here, and then these longer, thinner ones right here. And we do get a good look at some of the berries here. They do a nice job of coloring them. The red really pops out on these. And I like how they sit in their little berry groups like that, looking like a real patch of berries. And you'll also see lights like right here, and right here, and right here built into it already. So all we need to do is we're just going to flip this over, and we'll find a battery pack on the back. We're going to get this open, install our batteries, and check out all the different ways that we can manipulate those lights, because it looks like there's a bunch of different ways to turn them on. And so here we're looking at the back design of the wreath right here. It has 1 bar running through it where everything wraps around. It feels like a pretty thick bar, and I like that it's hidden by all of these pine needles. It makes it look like it's just made of wreath instead of actually like constructed out of metal. So that's really cool. It just looks really natural. So I've got the batteries in here, and you can see the first setting here. This is called combination. And what I'm seeing is that it's going through a couple different ways of lighting it. You'll see right there a change. It's to a quicker flash right there. And if we wait a little bit, I bet it's going to change again. And that's why they're calling it the combination. You can see a quicker flash there. So it's definitely just cycling through a bunch of the different modes. I think that's really cool. It makes this really special. I like this one right here too, how it just kind of looks like it's getting a little bit brighter. And let's see what the next one looks like as well, because I wonder if there's any more combination styles for this one. Oh, there you go. See, and then it starts going in different ways. So it looks like the combination one is really cool and really mixes it up. And this setting right here is the number 2 setting. This one is called in waves. So you can see how the lights kind of come in waves with each other, a little bit faster there, and then they slow down a little bit, just like waves going in and out. This flashing style right here is called sequential. It's the 3rd option available. I like this one too. It looks really cool. it almost kind of looks like the combination one in the way that it switches up, but you'll just see that it really has like kind of a back and forth pattern to it. That's probably why they call it the sequential mode. And this mode right here is called the slow go. I think we saw this in the combination where it kind of brights up and then it darkens down like that. And you can see some other ones start brightening up after those ones darken down. So this one is definitely a little bit slower. That's why they call it slow go. And this mode right here is called the chasing flash mode. And you can see why it's kind of called that. It goes from the lights chasing each other to the lights simply flashing in different patterns here. This one right here is called slow fade. As you can see, it's kind of like the slow go, but it seems to have a flashing pattern to it as well. So this one is called Twinkle Flash, and as you can see, it looks like a little party on the Christmas wreath. It's really going off like an EDM dance festival. And then this one right here is called Standard On. Now there's actually not any flashing going on that I can see. I think that's just an optical illusion between the camera and the frame rate of these lights right here. So actually these lights are solid right now. It just looks like in my camera that they are flashing, but they are not. So you can just have them on solid, steady state like this. And so here's what the wreath looks like when it's hanging up next to the Christmas stockings. It looks really cool. I love those combination lights again, and it just looks very natural, very, very stylish. I love all the snow powder all over it. Really, really cool. So here's a look at the two wreaths together, finally at the end. What I like about the National Tree Company wreath is that it's really big. You get a lot of space out of it. There's a lot going on, and it's nice and simple with just the lights that stay how it is, and it has a really rugged and durable design to it. The Mr. Kiangci wreath is a little bit smaller, but I really like how nice and tight and full it is, and I really love the snow powder on it. It looks great, and I really think that the lights on this one, where you can switch it up if you want a little more style, then this one is a great option for those reasons. So either way, I think they're really both great Christmas wreaths. I'm going to put them both up. I think they look fantastic. It just depends, which one do you want? Do you want one with a little more snow on it with some more fancy lights, or do you want one that's a little more simplistic in its presentation but still looks fantastic?